Hey, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to dive into building a very simple TCP client so that you, in your pen testing activities, if you don't have the requisite tools such as a netcat available or something, you can have this in your toolbox and just building a very simple TCP client. And let's do that here in Python. As you can see, I have my Kali Linux virtual environment up and running. I'm just going to do nano socket 1.py for Python. We're going to import the socket library, and as you can see, I use nano for my text editor environment. Use whatever is comfortable for you, but this just is something simple, easy to pull up, and our target host here is just going to be google.com. Target port is going to be 80. Now what we're going to be doing is creating the socket object that actually going to make sure that we get to establish. And a socket is basically just a connection at an endpoint is the best way to think about it for you that aren't aware, or it's just basically that door that allows you to get into some type of environment or what not. I'm going to go into each of these different parameters in just a second, but these are needed for our socket object. And let's see, socket.sock stream. Now we're going to actually connect the client. We're going to connect it to the target host, target port, and now this is where we're actually going to be sending the data. And we are sending it just a simple GET request with an HTTP header. 1.1 /in. Now we got to put the host in there as google.com /r/in/r/in. And now we're going to save our response. Save 4096. Print the response. So again, basically let me just run into what we're doing here. Again, building the basic TCP client where we're going to initialize that, get the acknowledgement back, and then send the information back. In order to do that, we imported the socket library. We have our target host that we're connecting to, which can be really any host. The port, we're building or creating the socket object with these parameters. These parameters, this first one, AF_INET, is basically the standard IPv4 address or host name. Sock stream indicates that it's going to be a TCP client, because we could do it as a UDP client, and that's actually what we're going to do in our very next video. But in this one, we are establishing the TCP client, the connection-oriented version, where we establish connection with the acknowledgement and so forth. In this one, we are actually sending out the data to the server and receiving back, and going to print the response to show that we're going to get something. And again, this is going to assume that your server is waiting for a response from a client. So we're going to save that. And now this is Python 2, so let's TCP_client. All right, so this is our response that we did get back. This is a 301 in response to our HTTP header. And as you can see, we built a very simple, but something that is going to be very useful, and we're going to be able to expound on that in later videos. And in our next video, we are going to be going into the UDP client, building a very simple one. But what we did here is built up a client and sent out a request to the server. We got data back, and we printed the response to show that it actually is working. So look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks.